Do you know what RBBC means? Some of y'all need to get your mind out of the gutter. It's running back by committee. And for years, we've been seeing a lot of teams in the NFL really go to this style of backfield. Now, because of that, we really valued running backs pretty heavily the last few years because there weren't a whole lot of bell cow type running backs to go around. Now, we can continue to have that same old philosophy year after year, but no, we do research around here. So is the landscape of the NFL starting to change? Because we could be entering a year in the NFL where we see more running backs get more volume than we've seen in a very long time. So take a look over the last 5 years and how many running backs we had get over 250 touches and over 300 plus touches on a season. Last year in 2022, a total of 18 running backs, 8 of which went over 300. 2021, only 10. 2020, 9. 2019, a little bit of an outlier, 19 total running backs over 250 plus touches, 9 of them over 300, but then back in 2018, a total of 12 with only 5 over 300 touches. Let's start off by looking at last year, right? Let's look at the 18 running backs that finished with more than 250 plus touches. We had Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley absolutely just gobbling up volume this past year. Also had Christian McCaffrey and Nick Chubb, both at 329, Najee at 313. He's over 300 in back-to-back years. Austin Eckler with 311, Dalvin Cook at 303, and then we rounded out with the likes of Alvin Kamara, Miles Sanders, Ramondre Stevenson, J. Will, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Lenny Fournette, Fat Leonard. We got Travis Etienne, Kenneth Walker, and Dameon Pierce. But when you look ahead to 2023, there could be some potential additions to this list. What about Ezekiel Elliott? Now, I know you hate Zeke. Everybody out there hates Zeke, but he had 248 touches. And now Tony Pollard is a free agent. David Montgomery had 235, another free agent. Here's Tony Pollard at 232. James Conner at 229. Tyler Algier really didn't get much of a shot really until second half of the season. He finished with 226. What about Jonathan Taylor? He missed a few games, still had 220. B-Rob, he's not having to recover from being shot this offseason. You got to expect he gets more volume. He's at 214 with A.J. Dillon. What about Isaiah Pacheco? Looked good end of season, ran the ball hard. Really a better option in that backfield than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was at 183. And then you have the likes of Breece Hall, who was injured. J.K. Dobbins, who wasn't healthy the entire season. Javonte Williams, who was injured early. And what about the rookie Bijan Robinson? You better believe he's going to have a big role as well. So when you group all those guys together, that's 31 total running backs. But I don't think we can sit here and just assume that all these guys are going to repeat those numbers from last year or maybe hit the current numbers that we're trying to get them to. I acknowledge that. Heck, there's 3 of them coming off of a major injury, right? Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, and Tony Pollard. 6 of them are currently free agents. You got Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Miles Sanders, Tony Pollard, David Montgomery, Jamal Williams as well, all free agents. Now, Tony Pollard finding himself in multiple lists here, but you also have to expect maybe a few of these guys kind of fall off the list as well. Maybe like a Leonard Fournette. Not going to be the same type of offense once again with no Tom Brady. What about Alvin Kamara? Does he have some legal issues where maybe he misses a few games? That could affect his total numbers as well. But even if all 10 of those guys, say we just played it safe, right, and said, hey, we don't know what's going to happen with these 10, let's just take them off the list altogether, you still have 21 running backs on the verge of 250 plus touches. And are we really going to write off the likes of Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, maybe even Miles Sanders? Those guys are going to be on this list again. No team is going to sign them and pay them in free agency and not give them a workload. We may be in line for a huge year at the running back position when it comes to overall touches. So what does that mean in fantasy football? The position is going to be deeper. You may not have to rely on early running back in the draft here this year and still end up with 2 solid options on your roster. This is why the wide receiver is starting to creep more and more into those early rounds than maybe what we've seen over the last 3 to 5 years, plus tight ends as well, right? You know, Travis Kelce going to be an early pick as well. Looking forward to a very great year with a deep running back position, and you always know there's going to be a few guys that surprise us here in 2023. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about the running back position right now? Do you feel we're in line to have an uptick in the amount of running backs that we have that could see big volume? Leave that comment down below. Hit the like button if you could before we're out of here, and do your part to make the world a better place. We'll talk to you later.